Hey guys, this is Shane and Evan. Evan, you were showing us some
Hello.
ships that you've made. Let us know about this little contest they've got going on, I guess.
Oh yes, Keen Software, the makers of Space Engineers, is currently running. It's not so much a contest; it's just you can submit your ships that you've made to their website on a specific forum, which we can go ahead and link for them.
Yeah, I'll put that. We can put that in the video description once I cut it.
Okay. Yeah, once you submit your ships, so long as they are vanilla builds and performance friendly, in other words, don't make them gigantic, and they are also survival friendly, they have a good chance of ending up in the game proper once they bring in exploration.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, once you start being able to explore the galaxy here, you will end up running into randomly generated asteroids and randomly generated ships, and all those ships are coming either from the Keen's developers or from people who submitted decent designs on the workshop.
Alright.
So I will be submitting several ship designs of my own. I know there's tons of them already there. And also, we want to go ahead and submit some ships just for viewer review that are meant for pixels per minute or designed for them. So we're going to start out today with these. This is the Harpy series. The file is actually going to be called Evolution of the Harpy. And this is how the ship developed as time went on. Now, there is some roleplay based in this, and originally it started out as just a simple miner ship. You know, humans were starting to colonize.
Yeah.
They needed something to utilize all those resources out there in the asteroids, and this is what they came up with at first. Now, it was cheap, it was rugged, it was fast, but it suffered from small cargo capacity and very terrible retro thrusters. As you can see, it only has one. In the other directions, it's alright, but with only one retro thruster, you got to be really careful about your deceleration.
Okay.
So as you can see, it doesn't offer a whole lot of wide angle of view either. So let's go ahead and get the drills set up here. This is another thing. I don't think I've shown you this before. Going in here to the drills, just making a group for them, then going back into the menu here, you can make it so it goes on off, so you don't have to hold the button down all the time.
Okay, you talked about this a little bit when we were starting the initial ship building.
Oh, okay. And also the ore detector is nice, because so long as you own it and you set it to broadcast using antennas, you don't have to be in the ship to see what resources are in an asteroid. Only the ship has to be near it. So this is basically its performance. It can do some minor tunneling, but it's not built for that. It's more built for surface use.
Okay, this is pretty cool. I like the drill pattern that it has. It creates a nice little hole in there for you to get in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was that was happenstance. It just so happens that a lot of designs use the 4 drills forward in this pattern because it does end up making a nice little hole for ships. There are larger drill designs for small ships that people use that are more square, but I still prefer the round holes. So the next development of it was when remote technology came out. They went ahead, got rid of the cockpit, and realized they could stick a medium cargo container in there.
Okay.
So that increased its cargo capacity, and they could also afford to put another retro thruster on it. Oh my.
It's fine, I can cut that out.
So because of that, it became a much better mining platform and was, adopted quite a lot throughout the galaxy there. And because of how prolific it became, it also was refined. So this one will not only auto mine, but it will redirect itself when it comes outside of the one side of the asteroid and find the asteroid again and make another tunnel. Now if you go in here, you see it has timer blocks here. So if you go into its actions, it turns on the sensors, then it turns on another timer block as well as its drills and thrusters.
Okay.
Well, this timer block, which is set to 2 minutes, will turn off everything. And the sensors that it turns on, this one turns on and off a gyroscope that's overrode, so it'll automatically turn the ship. And this one turns on and off its mining thrusters. So you put all that together, and by the way, I've already set the sensors to detect in a specific pattern, which is a little much to go in for the video we're doing today, but we can always show that in a more detailed breakdown. As I will go over here, set it up. Let's go ahead and go into its camera. Get it close to the asteroid. And let it do its business. Actually, if we go into Spectator here,
so it'll detect when its drills aren't meeting ore anymore?
no, what it does is the sensors can detect things like asteroids.
Okay.
And it has a certain detection range that's a little bit larger than the ship. And it extends out behind it and in front of it. So, but it only extends a short distance out behind it.
Oh.
So once it clears the asteroid, a certain distance, it'll realize that, turn around, and continue on.
Oh, and it'll keep doing that as long as it detects asteroid in front of it wherever it spins toward.
Right. Now, because it is a small ship, it has a limited cargo capacity. I've only had the timer set for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So in 2 minutes, it'll shut itself down wherever it is.
That's really cool. I like that idea. I didn't even realize that you could kind of automate things to that extent.
Yeah, it's kind of an art, really. It took me a long time, like literally only in the last couple weeks did I start messing with timer blocks like this. And it took hours and hours of trial and error to get those timers just right. Because the sensors have to be at the right range too. For instance, the ones that activate the thrusters are at have a longer detection range than the timer, or the ones that control that gyroscope. Because that way it'll start moving towards the asteroid but still be turning. Otherwise it would just kind of skim the outside like it was peeling an orange.
Yeah.
And how long do you have left on your timer? Oh, I can't do that because I'm in... Nope. I'm in... There we go. I was in spectator mode. Now another feature this thing has, which I didn't have turned on, is it has a safety detector. So if I turn that on... This one, if you look at it, it detects everything but asteroids and floating objects. And it'll actually trigger timer block 2 immediately, which, if you remember, shuts everything down.
Yeah.
So because it does that, it basically means every time you get close to the miner, it comes to a halt.
Alright, cool.
Or if it gets close to your station that happens to be in the asteroid.
Yeah, you don't want it to dig through another ship that you have.
Right, so I also figured I'd mostly be using this when I was taking ore from it. So I could set this to a longer time frame and go in, collect ore with another ship, leave, and since it resets timer block 1 in 10 seconds, that'll start digging again. Do it. Do it. Don't let me down. There we go. And that just reset its timer back to 10 minutes. Or 2 minutes, I should say.
Very cool.
So let me go ahead and, yep, I'll get back close to it again. Oh no, there's a person there. And I put it on a 10-second delay just in case you went back to it. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of him. So that was the second edition. This here is the alpha version. Alpha versions are just ones that I say they've been around the galaxy for so long they upgraded them. Basically, it just gives me an excuse to use mods. So it uses azimuth thrusters here instead of the standard ones, which create nice lines, don't stick out, and overall just adds extra room. Now here is the Harpy Dogfighter, the evolution of the miner to the dogfighter. Now, you know, as space gets colonized, things get a little hairy, rebellions start, corporations fight over things, so miners in the field had to defend themselves, so they refitted some of their harpies into dogfighters. So this guy is really small. He's got plenty of armor, plenty of thrust, but he's really cheap to build too.
Okay.
So overall, he's got just about everything you need. It gives you a small field of view, but that's all you really need for combat. As you can see, it's got plenty of acceleration there.
Yeah, maneuverability looks pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. And with the 3 retro thrusters, it does pretty well, and its weapon pattern gives it a good spread.
Nice. Not bad.
And with its punch, so the Harpy, it doesn't look like much, but it can definitely deal some damage.
Yeah.
Now, of course, since there was plenty of Harpy miners that were drones, they of course converted some of those to drone dogfighters as well. And that's where... Ooh, I turned my inertial dampeners off. That's what happened. So this is the vanilla version of the Harpy drone dogfighter. Same weapon system, but it has... Actually, can you hear it? No. This one has a little bit more ammo capacity as well, so it could stay in a fight longer than the manned version. However... Come here, you. It doesn't have the advantage of having a third-person perspective. And of course you can't hear its guns firing because you're the engineer, not the drone.
Exactly. So the sensor cameras don't have any audio input feature.
Right. Overall, nice little drone.
Yeah. Keeps you out of combat.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, there is the evolution, the alpha versions of the fighter is right here. This one's been updated. It now sports heavy armor, so it can take quite a beating.
Yeah, I like that. It looks cool.
Better guns, and I put this windshield here just to give it a few more extra bullet absorbing capability to keep the cockpit safe. This does make the cockpit a little hard to get into, but it's nice. It also has a larger reactor, which is why, if you notice, the connector sticks out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I decided that was an alright sacrifice for the added power. But its weapons are a little bit more effective. Also, I think that windscreen looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I do too. It definitely has a nice effect to looking out the front like that. Oh, wow.
So that's the alpha version of the Harpy dogfighter. Can you hear that? I've been living in the country too long. I'm starting to say dog instead of dog.
Dogfighter.
Yeah, dogfighter. So this is probably the most advanced version. It's the Harpy drone dogfighter.
Are they sniper rifles on the front?
No, they're battle cannons.
Oh shit, I don't even know about that.
They can fire armor-piercing or high-explosive rounds. This, again, is a mod.
Yeah, I don't think I've experienced these weapons before.
No, these I didn't have in our little walkthrough.
Yeah.
There's something I found afterwards.
Okay.
So this one is meant to support, since the manned fighters are going to have a little bit more maneuverability in the field and awareness. This one is more of a support role. Now, because it doesn't have a pilot, it had the opportunity to have extra room for those cannons, because they're 3 or 4 blocks back, and you notice how far they go forward.
Yeah.
So that's its view.
Wow, okay.
Now, with weapons that have different firing modes, you select them, see, and normally you just pick in between the ammo types. But this one still has the main guns, but then has this.
Oh shit. Okay.
And you notice it's very slow reload. It actually has a nice sound. I'm not going to talk over it this time.
Yeah, you can hear the breach opening and the round loading back in.
Screw your miner.
Yeah, it definitely has some punch to it. You can see the...
Yeah, it knocks it right off. There goes his camera. Screw your crappy miner. No more pilot. See that?
That would have been a killing blow right there. So is it possible to kill a pilot in this game with a shot that compromises the cockpit, or will it always knock the player out?
Oh no, it's totally possible to kill the pilot outright.
Okay.
Now, we've only been in creative so far, so you haven't
that's
seen
why. I get... Yep, that makes perfect sense. Man, that Gatling gun just...
Yeah, the azimuth Gatling guns are pretty awesome.
Demolishes.
Where is the heavy version? Harpy Alpha. There you are. Let's see how heavy armor stands up to this guy. Oh god. See, not even heavy armor does well against it.
No, not at all. Oh wow.
And that just has nice penetration on it. Oh look, the cockpit survived.
Huh.
You gotta get right on the cockpit. There we go, now it's gone.
Alright.
You can see its advanced reactor in there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like all these ships you made.
Thank you. Yeah, these are going to be Pixel Per Minute's evolution of the Harpy. And they are already on the workshop, but we'll go ahead and link them. So now we're going to go through our final walkthrough of the Hallerby series of colony ships. I've done some tweaking to them since the last time you saw them. They all have timer blocks added in as well. And just a few refinements here and there. Now one thing I've noticed that's happened since the last update is colors on lights that you set have been resetting themselves.
Oh, that's weird when they've been updating the game.
Yes. Just since the last update. Okay. There we are. So we're going to go ahead and start with the one that started it all. So this is Akevan Industries' first attempt at a colony ship. It's supposed to be fast, cheap, and use a small crew.
Alright, we've seen this one before in one of the previous videos, I think, didn't we?
Yes, this is the final version. You have not seen this one yet. So it's sleek. It's actually smaller than the red ship, but packs more materials into it. So you can see I have established running lights on the outside just so you can see it from a distance. I added this landing pad here on the outside, which is heavy armor. So small ships can come here and not worry about burning out the hull. And advance the collector grid a little bit. And this version right here on the right is the full vanilla version of it. So there's no modded blocks or anything in here. If you don't like to play with mods, you could definitely use this ship.
Okay.
I've refined the cockpit a little bit. It's got a nice little sleeker design, if a little cramped. Then inside it has everything you might need. Medical room. This cargo container actually is not connected to the rest of the system on purpose. This is so if you wanted to keep weapons and ammo separate from the rest of the grid, you could. Of course, the main refineries here and assemblers. There's an arc reactor there, and there's the main gravity generator for the ship. Now, because in vanilla they don't have great doors for you to walk over, I just went ahead and closed off the floor. But if you grind this away, you'll see that there is a door to the bottom here. And that just leads to access to the conveyor networks, just in case you have to do some repairs.
Alright, cool. So that's just something that you know about, so you can do maintenance if you need to.
Right, and those panels are cheap and easy to replace. There are 4 large cargo containers. Actually, there's 6 large cargo containers stuffed in this thing. So it has plenty of storage, plus plenty of small cargo containers used. There is 54 batteries, all of them pre-charged and ready to go, just in case you lose power off the 2 main reactors. Also an internal camera network. So you've seen this before. This is one of my first miner drones. But now I've added, see the timer box there?
Yeah.
This lets me do this. So now they will automatically unlock the landing gear that keeps the blast door closed and open it, also activating these running lights. See, those are not supposed to be white.
Oh.
So now it automatically does that for me. And this button here will reverse the process. And if you watch, you can see the timer block over there thinking.
Yeah.
That's it counting down in the seconds that I've set it before it'll activate, which will lock that and shut off these lights.
Cool.
So that's the Vanilla Hallerby. I've always been really proud of her. She was my first real attempt at making a fully functional and useful ship for survival, capital size. This is the modded version of her. I went to great extents to use the ramps, the armor ramps that were added, as well as Ectosage's industrial thruster, so she's even faster now. And overall, she has 2 landing pads as opposed to just the 1 on the vanilla version. Also, I added some turrets.
Yeah, for sure. That's really neat. Huh.
I also love running lights. I love putting lights in here in like corners, so they just reflect off the hull and give you that kind of eerie feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetic of the ship is just as important as the efficacy of it, definitely in my view.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
I tried to make her ready for atmosphere, just in case they add that.
Yeah.
So she's got double doors going in to the inside of the hull.
Alright, cool. Like a little airlock.
Yeah. Now, I did have to take out the turret here, but she's got exterior turrets to make up for that. And, of course, the nice advanced controls. I haven't had set up most of these for anything. You see, these are all stations where you can control the ship from. These are actually, you know those button panels?
Yeah.
This is a modded version of the button panel.
Oh, alright. So can they actually be used for things? Like, are they functional?
Yeah. You just go over to any of these and highlight them and hit K. And you see down there, you can set them up to...
Oh.
Let's go ahead and have them shut down the reactors. So now you see... Yep, that button's lit up now. See the little red dot?
Yeah.
I just shut down the reactors, but since we have solar panels that are fully charged, it doesn't do much.
Alright.
Oh, nope, they're still off. Also, I turned off the turrets just in case they might want to try and kill anyone who comes inside.
That makes sense.
So here I added a little crew quarters to it, figuring that after a while they'd realize the advanced Hallerbys would need to have some amenities to them. So it's got 2 stations for spacesuits, bunk beds, drawers, and cryopods for long trips.
Now these are like role-playing features right now, but do you anticipate them having a functional use?
Some of them yes, some of them no. For instance, the cryopods, I mean, they can recharge your suit. And these are just for looks. I mean, I don't think many people are going to be taking showers.
Mm-hmm.
This does have the function of being able to allow you to modify your suit and change its color and everything.
Yeah, I like that they have that ability. That's cool.
And like the shelves, you can actually store things on them. So if I wanted to put like that welder on there, I could. Oh yeah, I forgot I had a modded gun in here. You might even recognize it.
Yep, that looks like it's from StarCraft.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So here, I went ahead and color-coded the assemblers. These two lower ones, if you notice, in their control panel, doesn't have this checked. Up here they do. That's because whatever these are building, the ones that have that checked will help build.
Oh, alright.
And see here, since we had access doors, I went ahead and gave it a section. Here you have access to the gyroscopes, or at least some of them. I try and make sure any important component is accessible. And here we go. This is the lower section that has access to the collectors that are below us, and the rest of the batteries. So a small ship, but plenty of stuff packed in here. One with an upgraded floor. That's the gravity elevator right there. That's used during mining. And double doors out. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, and this one has the same setup with timer blocks here. So I go ahead and... Come on, highlight. Oh, I had it. See, this one blinks too. This one I also set to unlock the landing gear that holds the miner in place. So that's that one.
Alright. Yeah, I like the changes that you've made in scaling up that version to add some of those mods. Especially, I really... Well, I guess they look pretty similar on the outside.
They do. I mean, I made the cockpit a little bigger here because the armor ramps allowed that.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, it feels a little roomier, I think. It also feels like a crew could actually live in this thing. Maybe not run over its thrusters while they're running, but... So this here is the evolution after 30 or 40 years of the company putting out Hallerby models. The human, reach expanded. They needed something that was more versatile, so they came out with the Halcyon. Now, since the last time you saw it, I've smoothed out her rough edges.
Yeah, you don't have to go through a platform to get to the door.
And I also reinforced these arms that hold up the solar panels. They look a little better. I also changed out her turrets. Originally they were lasers, now they're Gatling guns, but you can see they're sunk into the hull. That's because of a mod.
Okay.
I switched to the Gatling guns because the lasers, when they were sunk in, kind of clipped through and kind of ruined the aesthetic.
Okay.
Other additions included adding timer blocks to different functions, including the collector grid down here, which will, when it's activated, unlock its mag lock here that's keeping the door shut. Those green lights. Turn on these lights here, open the door, and activate the grav lift. That also deactivates the normal gravity generator in the ship, because otherwise it would interfere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, normally those would be a light green. So it goes back there. Timer blocks are so nice once you get used to them. So just imagine a miner down here, and if you've noticed, Org escapes those.
Yeah.
So if you got this ship hovering over where you're mining, it's going to help you collect anything those missed. And go ahead and close. And lock. And shut your lights off. There we go. I also added this to the lower landing pad, which is a little access port where you got to go vertical through these things. I'm not going to bother trying to... Oh! I'm not going to bother... Yeah, everybody has trouble with that. I'm not going to bother with the pressurization since it's not that important. Why are these lights still colored? Oh, they're because they're on. So that's its main antenna and its ore detector. through the door. Damn it. I will shoot you open. Yay. And again, the lower access point. Here's where those timer blocks are. And this is the rear access to the ship. Now, if you notice, I added something in there. It's kind of hard to see. Well, let's go ahead inside. Because that was this is kind of a vulnerable point. So now, it's got this sitting right here. And you can't see it when you first come inside, so by this point you're trapped in the ship getting shot.
Yeah.
Ugh. Go on, go on. There we go. Little health station there. Now safety first. You know what? Let's just do this. It's a door, I'm opening it. These areas of the ship haven't changed too much. Come on. This is what happens when I make fun of you.
I'm telling you, man, it's tougher.
It's supposed to be. But.
Yeah, you...
So this hasn't changed since the last time.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, yes. Down, then up. So there's again 4 refineries now, 2 arc furnaces, and then 8 assemblers.
Okay. So you got a lot of power in here to process things.
Yes. And again, the bridge, I've cleaned this up. I felt like all those extra terminals were just a little too busy.
Yeah, I like it. It still has that complicated vibe without feeling like it clogs up any of the space up there. It just feels like a more spacious cabin area.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for. By the way, do you think the mod developer took this from another game? Because it looks very familiar. I keep looking at it thinking I've seen that before.
It looks like it's from Half-Life.
Half-Life, yes. Good call.
Yeah, it looks like those med stations.
Yeah.
It looks like a mixture between a med station and the HVAC station or whatever that thing is.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so this is the main armory. Of course, that's just for looks, but that's where all the weapons are. And medical room, you can actually get on all these beds, so they do have a function of recharging you.
Okay.
Just don't be surprised when you try and look at yourself, this happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are those modded cryo tubes, or are they just the standard ones?
No, there are no cryotubes in the game proper.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And again, of course, the crew quarters.
Yeah, I like this part. Definitely added immersion to the...
Now, I never tried it, but can we sit in... Yes, we can. We can use a toilet.
Yeah, don't get your butt sucked out. I don't know how those toilets work in space. That does have a little cinch on it. Like,
yeah, that looks very...
Do you just poop on top of a plate? And
hopefully, I don't know. I would be really nervous to sit on that, actually. That's just asking to have, you know,
yep,
your butt probed. And good suit station. Cargo holds. There's, I believe, 4 of these. Or, no, there's 8 of these. And they're massive. So they give you access to them right here. And you can see the whole network.
Okay.
Now, one way I tested this is I just took something and saw what I could put it in. Obviously, you can't put it in Gatling turrets, but...
That'd be funny if you could just shoot grinders at people.
Yeah. Actually, if you build a gravity cannon, you could.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, I will be working on a military ship that uses the projector block to create missiles on a platform that circles it or turns it over and fires them.
That'll be sweet. I'm anxious to see that.
Yeah, I've just got to work out the conveyor system for it because it will need some fuel, and it doesn't have fuel in it as soon as it's built. So,
yeah.
This one has a nice little station. This is to use the projector that I have there, so this is set up perfectly to mass produce small ships.
Cool.
And of course, it has the same timer block setup, although this one's a little more dramatic.
Yeah, like it turns the internal lights off and then.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
This little ship was built just for this thing. It uses the GravLift mod. Uh-oh. I created a situation. Oh, I didn't turn on the engines. That's what's going on. So it uses basically tractor beams. See those two little circles up front?
Yeah.
So if they turn yellow, they're seeing something they can grab. And now, obviously, I'm stuck to the big ship. So
yeah, okay.
But
so can you actually move around with things when you're locked into it like that?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and copy this guy here. Put him right there. I recognize that's my modded version of the Otter, which will be coming up in another pack. Lock him.
Oh, weird. So it can be kind of almost like a tugboat.
Yep. That was the idea behind it.
That's really neat.
Now, you notice I've used the Rhino in the past. You've seen the Rhino. We did it when we were doing the piston and rotor area. This one isn't quite so good for moving ships.
Oh, okay.
Like for grabbing onto things and making sure they don't move while you're building them. That's what basically it was built
Alright,
for.
cool. Like a little space anchor.
Yeah. So there's that guy. Then there's this one. Just a refined version of the Otter. I added some modded interior lights right here. Just for running lights. And also it can work as a drone too, which is why it has cameras on it. But it's always nice to have a miner that you can actually get inside.
Yeah.
Oh, so many lights. Now I have 2 of these drones because they're just too useful to only have one. This one is... This is Bartholomew? And I believe that would make this one Reginald. Yep. And in a second I'll demo them. Let me get this guy out of here. Now this is not as advanced as actually even my Harpy drone because this was built a while ago. So I'm just not going to show him off because you've already seen the mechanics behind him. Oops, don't copy him. Delete him. Let's get him out of here. And I'll move you out of the way. And go ahead and copy you up here. By the way, when I hit control and you use your mouse scroll, that lets me move him back and forth like that.
Oh, okay.
Wanted to know how to do that for so long because it's a useful thing to do. So let's go ahead and log into the projector here real quick. Blueprints. We only have the Hallerby in there. Well, we just saved a ship. So create from clipboard, Utilitytron Alpha Bartholomew. Now we can use it. Where are you being projected? Right there. Luckily, I've already set up these commands. So again, it just has to be touching that. And the reason I'm planning to use connectors on a lot of the points where people line up is I want them to be able to hook straight into whatever's building them's inventory.
Yeah.
That way, it can just start automatically transferring whatever it needs. So
All
see,
right.
now it's hooked up. You see that block is lit up?
Yeah.
with a projector, you've got to build from that block out. Which, when I reviewed the video earlier when we were building, I saw we were just trying to randomly do ones that weren't actually connected to the initial one, or connected to one that was already built. Yeah, that's why we're having so many problems. So let's go ahead and turn this one on. We don't own you, so we can't control you until we do. So select everything in there. Yes, I want to control it. Then we go to its remote control. And we want the welders, so we control that one. So now we're controlling it from the welder side. Groups. Welders on. All blocks. Welder camera. We're ready to go. So now we're inside the drone. We'll go ahead and position him, and then I'm going to log out of him so we can watch this happen. I almost want to move the camera back a little bit so I can see the welders a little better. So I get him as close to that block as possible. Because you can be logged into a drone and just be standing here. You don't have to use its cameras.
Yeah, I like that ability. That definitely.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot with like just landing. Okay, so let's turn on the welders. See, I'm just slowly backing up.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the point where I gotta start using the camera. Now, once I build the assembly line, this is going to be a lot easier, but that'll be a different video. Actually, someone went ahead and built a fly-through welder, which is pretty exciting. Finish off some of the... I don't have my welder. Crap. Okay. Close enough. So then you just come up here. Watch it freeze for a moment, and there. It's separated.
Huh.
And since we didn't finish the projection, it still wants to build a new one.
Weird. Yeah, okay. That's why it was doing that shimmering when it was... Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So this is how much we ended up building. We got pretty close to done. With just, you know, a few seconds of its welders. So yeah, I just put that conveyor back on, which in survival, since we grinded it down, we get all those back. All the supplies back. And do it again.
Cool.
Now, I was thinking a while ago of trying to put some pistons in here and have a assembly line inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of didn't work out too well. Because if you see, it would really break up the outside.
Yeah, you'd have to leave a lot of room for them to come back into themselves.
Right, and I'd have to get rid of those thrusters. And plus, I don't really think it fits with what the ship was designed for.
No, not at all.
So, I mean, it's built to build another thing that'll do that automatically.
Yeah.
It just isn't. And that's pretty much... Oh, I forgot this. Another access to the landing pad that's up here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That's awesome. He did a lot of good improvements.
Thank you. So yeah, that's the ships we're going to show you today. Again, we'll be putting those on, link those on the Twitch feed. Are we going to put them on YouTube as well?
Yeah, we'll do Twitch, YouTube, and I think the Pixels Per Minute Steam group, which I'm going to try to get a link to that on all of our stuff so people can log in and join us on there if they want to play some games with us or if they want to be featured in some of our videos.
Alright. And, ooh, what did I do here? And now I'm going to just see what happens when I close the door with stuff in the way. Actually, they did just add sound blocks, too.
Oh, really?
Yep. So now that they will play specific sounds for a certain amount of time, and you can use sensors to set them up. Why did I leave those like that? Oh, I must have accidentally deleted those at some point. Because they weren't like that when we looked.
No, I don't think so either. Weird.
Okay. Mysteries for another time.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Alright.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff done. I want to really try to get in here and make some stuff. I have so many games that are vying for my time. It's tough to sit down for long enough with this game. And
well, hopefully once you start getting into survival you will, because survival, you kind of have to build efficient, workable designs.
Yeah.
You just don't have a choice. That was fun. Oh, I did some damage to the door.
Yeah, you broke your door open.
Yep, not meant for killing ships. But
no, but that's pretty neat, though.
I've also seen the assault rifle from Aliens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it even had the sound from the movie, so that was nice.
I like it when they do stuff like that. That's a pretty distinct sound.
Notice you don't actually have gravity all the way to the end, so I guess finish the video off by crashing ships into ships.
Yep, go for it. We'll get one big ship.
Alright, this one's the fastest, so I'll use this one for the crashing.
The crashinating.
Oh, get in there. Get in the damn door. Now, both the Hallerby and the modded Hallerby have the same number of gyroscopes, so they both have extremely high maneuverability for their size. Like the red ship that you get just in Easy Start has like 4 gyroscopes. Notice this one has 42.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
So we're almost already up to top speed. There we are. Go ahead and turn her around. Someone also built a Terran battlecruiser from StarCraft. And that thing is a boat. Also, they built it before thrusters did any damage. So as soon as you start to fly it, it just burns itself apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, I didn't lock my drones down there, so I did some...
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's okay. We're here for destruction. Come on.
You can't tell how fast this thing is going, but it's definitely zooming.
Yeah, I didn't, in a world like this, there isn't anything to reference. It's at max speed now. Oh. Where's the sound? Where's the explosions like in last episode? They do have some sound issues. But yeah. both.
That's really cool. Man, that thing really, they just demolished each other in the front there.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so sad to work on that for so long and then
that's
in survival and
oh yeah, especially if you're on one of the servers where the worlds are active constantly.
Yeah.
Because the times that it displays saying, "Hey, you've got 29 days left of fuel," that's actually 29 days of fuel running. Now, of course, in the server, since they never shut down, you've got to be really sure your ships are safe, or it's just going to be chaos.
So, are there like are there user created buildings in this game at all? Like structures? What the hell?
Oh, that was fun. The landing gear on its miner wasn't locked.
Oh.
And it was only using... You remember I said connectors were weak connections?
Yep.
So because the landing gear wasn't locked when we copied it, it did that.
Whoops.
Yeah. Oh, it's as much fun blowing things up. There are, like, stations. There's even... I saw somebody made a skybox that's like you're in high orbit over a planet.
Oh, that's interesting.
And made a workshop. Like a supposedly floating workshop.
Huh.
And that was pretty cool. But just buildings by themselves, not so much. I have seen where people are trying to mod in cityscapes and other things. There's actually a catapult game that at some point we should probably play because it's just fun. where we use buttons and rotors that fling rocks at each other to destroy each other's bases. It's very fun. I've also seen it where they recreated like level 1-1 of Super Mario.
Oh, really? With pistons and rotors and stuff, or
no? Just blocks, and you've got to run and jump over.
Oh, you were saying just literally? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Try to make it like Mario, and while they were doing that, another player was throwing rocks at them. It was kind of fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy the things you can do. There's also a puzzle out there called Game of Stones. It's created by I can't think of his name right now, but we should go ahead and link that too.
All right.
It's an amazing game. He's also a really creative designer. That frigate I was showing you was designed by the same guy.
All right. Yeah,
So-
that thing is gnarly.
Yeah, and he also designed a in-game timer, which is not a mod from what I can tell. It's actually just a setup that he used small ship blocks with thrusters
Oh, wild.
and some other settings, and the thrusters act as the face of the timer.
Oh, okay.
It's insane.
So yeah, the knowledge that some of these like extremely high level people have, I don't know.
Well, some of these also you can tell have like experience with CAD and other things. Some of them even come out and say that's what they do for a living.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you could understand why the designs would be that great. Huh.
It's a good thing to see, good to know that the bulletproof glass, as it's titled, is bulletproof.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's not going to get me. It's faster to just do this. Not grinder proof, but bulletproof.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I think that's all the time we have, Evan.
All right.
Yeah, our next video, sometime next week, we'll do a Twitch stream, and you said we're going to be working in survival mode next time?
Yes, we are. We're going to be working on one of the platforms I've already built. I went and modified it a little bit.
All right.
I also built it so it gives a more visual view of how timer blocks work. So, and how continuous projections can create a nice missile launcher for you.
Cool.
So those are in there. They're not really helpful, but they do demonstrate some things. And don't forget, while I'm demoing it, you are running out of energy. If you run out of energy, your backpack won't work.
Oh.
And you will start to die.
Okay. Nice life support systems will go out.
Yep.
All right. Well, you can find more videos like this on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. And this is Shane and Evan. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.